Hey, what's up, key holders? Today is Wednesday, February 18th, 2026, New Comic Book Day. We have an extravagant haul today covering the first appearance of Absolute Poison Ivy, plus some massive cameos, new story arcs in the Absolute universe, and we're also jumping into Alan Moore's Unsung Hero, a lost masterpiece called The Ballad of Halo Jones. This book is a total revelation. Let's dive into this haul. Starting off with the most anticipated book on the wall is Absolute Batman number 17. This finishes the two-part story arc with Wonder Woman and Batman, and the first crossover in the Absolute universe. So you have to get both of these issues to complete the two-part arc. Pretty much from arc M into 17, we pick it right up in this cliffhanger with Poison Ivy coming out of the arc M. And the big spoiler of Deathstroke appearing into the series. Maybe 30 total covers for this, which leads me to believe this is a very huge print run. It's massive. This issue features a 2-page arc by Eric Canete. He's a new artist to the Absolute franchise. He's doing an incredible job showcasing his style alongside Snyder's writing, as we can see here. They only did a 1-page title card, so there is no 2-page on this issue. But basically, the story breakdown is we saw Poison Ivy escape, and that's where we pick up. The story is moving on multiple tracks. It's Poison Ivy's POV. She is reminiscing about her childhood and moments with her mother. It's a deep internal conversation she's having with herself, along with the infiltration. Here, Batman breaks into a building held by Ivy. I'm betting it's the heart building from the flashbacks. You can kind of see it here, how it splits off. And we do see it in page 1. So just kind of leads me to believe, I don't know if that's true, but that's just kind of what I got from it as I was reading this earlier today. Alfred warns Bruce over the comms that the air is toxic and there are life forms inside that are something else. And we see the sneak peek picture that we've been seeing online of Batman with the mask and these crazy chainsaws that he has attached to him. So it's just incredibly hardcore. And then we jump into the Charlie story arc. So there's a lot going on as we see Bruce dealing with the absence of Killer Croc. After he receives the arrowhead from the end of Absolute Batman. So where this ends, it picks off right here. Also visiting Harvey Dent, who has gone missing, and the Cobblepot, who wants to stay hidden, and Bruce just kind of seeing how Batman has blown up in his face, and he's seeing it everywhere he goes, and Gotham is seeing him as a hero. So and he's having this internal dialogue with him. So there's a lot going on here. So we're jumping between all these story arcs and then coming back into real time. During the infiltration, we get cameos from Barbara Gordon, and Batman ends up saving her in this, which is kind of funny right here. There's always quirky humor in here. So it leads us to believe she's probably going to come back in the next issue, maybe to save Batman. We'll find more out later. As you can see, kind of puts the bat cape and it comes and saves her as she's free falling. But meanwhile, the story builds with Jim and Martha while Jack Grimm is throwing parties in Gotham, despite the backlash from Harley Quinn's gang supporting Batman. And we also see the first cameo of Dick Grayson, who has been rumored to play Robin in this franchise. Here's the Martha and Gordon. But much like the heart building, it all leads to a climactic intersection where Ivy tries to seduce Bruce to let go. This issue is dense and fast-paced, and it ends on a massive cliffhanger, our first cameo of Court of Owls. If you've been following this series, you're finally being rewarded, and the layers are starting to form in this. I typically pick up 3 copies, as I mentioned in my previous videos, what I do: reading copy, archive, backup, gift, or a flip. Yeah, I have a special variant cover coming out, which I'm super excited to share with you guys. But for now, I'm just sticking to cover A. I didn't get anything else. It's just nothing really saying or reached out to me. But I will be keeping out an eye for the second printing of this in the foil edition. They've been doing second printings, and I've kind of been sleeping on some of the foils because they're just so good. The Joker 15-second print was a 10/10. Catch my other video on that. And even though they're second prints, they're still holding value. It's kind of crazy. Some of these second prints are going for $20, and for some of the foils, $50. It's insane. So yeah, that covers Absolute Batman number 17. Jumping right along to Alan Moore's lost masterpiece, The Ballad of Halo Jones. Moore wrote this in the late 80s at the same time he was doing Miracle Man. He was doing Swamp Thing, V for Vendetta, and Watchmen. That he was doing these all within the same time, simultaneously. It's kind of a generational run of comic books, and it's a groundbreaking sci-fi series created by Moore and artist Ian Gibson. It follows an ordinary woman in a dystopian 50th century future. Unlike the typical action-heavy stories of that era, this focuses on emotional depth, social issues. It's a feminist milestone in the comic world, especially in the 80s. Now it's kind of a little more common, but back then, we really didn't see a lot of this kind of stuff. It was intended to be 9 books, but only 3 were completed due to a rights dispute. It's been hailed as Moore's lost masterpiece, and critics compare this to his finest work. The best part, because it's under the radar, you can still scoop these up at a cheap price. It's officially getting a dedicated tab in my vault. Yeah, this, unfortunately, I'm a little late to this series. I wish I would have known about it much sooner. And, the Awesome Books and Comics did have 9 and 10, which honestly, I should have just bought a full set of these on eBay. But as you like to know, I like to torture myself in the hunt. So I will be looking for more of these. I would like to go further into depth and review this, so I will probably have to make a separate video for that because I don't like to read digitally, and I don't like to read graphic novels. So I'm kind of stuck with the single issues, and until I get them all completed, maybe if I have an air gap in one issue, I'll read it digitally, because sometimes I do that, but very rarely. And, I just couldn't be more excited to jump into a new series. I've been looking for something to get into and collect that's kind of quirky and kind of more in the independent scene of comic books. So this really did fit right up my alley. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. We've got the absolute future and more classics all in one video. What are you hunting for this week? Are you waiting for the Ivy second print foils? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers, guys.